Are we back? What the hell is going on tonight? Oh well, I can't find the image, so we're gonna try and do what I was thinking of doing anyway. So let me cut the piece. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. This is going to be one of these days with the internet's going all wonky or something. What I was thinking of doing is just putting down a piece like this for the center, and then just like 2 or 3 straps in front. Because I think that's what the other artwork had. So I think that's the play. Yeah, I think we'll do that. I just needed to have something in front first. So I didn't want it to look like a zipper. Just more like of a stylized piece. Not really legit strapped. That's kind of the idea. So I rolled up eaves, and I kind of been letting it sit in the garage for the past, I think, 3 hours. So that's why it's easier to do this now. I want this to look like a thick corset, so it's kind of. So what it needs to do, it needs to be sanded down before I do the straps though. Otherwise it's too, it's gonna look too weird. So what I'm thinking of doing though, I like the collar though. The collar came out good. A little bit of putty work here and there on it. So I just got to get the gem for her. So we can figure out the gem and then do the rest of the collar around the gem. So I gotta get it off my ass and find one on Etsy this weekend. So what I'm thinking of doing is sort of put something back there too, but not all the way down. No, I think I'm gonna be used to pink for a while because I have I painted that Star Sapphire, which is close to pink, and I got another Star Sapphire that I'll be painting up probably, if all goes according to plan, within a month. Did I show you guys the other Star Sapphire I'm working on? She's not really pink, but she's kind of close. I don't know, did I show that Star Sapphire to you guys? She's come a long way since, well, I don't know if I remember. What we could do is we could do some straps around other areas. What's up, Mr. JD? Is that new, or like I said, ever since YouTube changed up the damn names, I don't know who's who anymore. I can show you the Star Sapphire right now. I think I did show you guys. Oh, she's coming along pretty good though. So it was the Sideshow, whatchamacallit, Poison Ivy. And this is based off the cartoon version. So, got the boots on her. Working on the mask. Next thing, what I might do tomorrow is work on some hair. Depending on how things go. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with the Star Sapphire. Taking the, what is it? I think she was in the Justice League animated cartoon. So we brought her to more of a real statue. Yeah, this statue is still one of the best ones out there. The only problem though is all the leaf work, taking off all the leaves. But I had to rework the whole booty and legs. So, but yeah, so far she's come along pretty good. Alright, so alright, so let's put a piece in her back as well, but we'll stop it like just before the booty crack area. Maybe, what if, Something like that, maybe. Now it wouldn't look good in the front. The back, I think it would be fine. so I wanted to do straps on the boots too. Just put the error here. I still wanted to print out those Bowser medallions. Maybe we'll hold off on that. Other than that, she's coming together. I'm trying to think. Yeah, so as I said in the beginning of the stream, before it crapped out and everything, the idea is I want to get some of that wrap, and I think I want to wrap the handle, and I think that'll look pretty good when it's wrapped. So I gotta get that cast wrap. Yeah, we could do straps going across, like just probably 3. So get some of those Bowser things printed up. Cause I gotta have that guy print out the chair. So I'll have him do the medallion, since he could just probably do it in with the chair at the same time. And then what we could do is we could put some of those Bowser medallions on the straps on the boots and up there, and I think that'll look good. And then we could probably take these little clips off the hair, maybe put medallions there too, off to the side. So one thing I gotta definitely probably do is, when I put this into the hand, right? When I put this into the hand, what's gonna happen is if I just glue it, because of metal, it could come off easily. So what I'll end up doing is, wherever this goes into the hand, what I'll probably do is, like, if it's going like this, right there, I'll probably take my grind tool and I'll grind right in here through the metal, and then this way I could grind a little bit in the hand, and I could put a little bit of glue in there, and that'll help hold it in the hand better. Because if I don't do that, you risk it moving. I mean, even though I got to put the fingers over the piece, I still want to make sure it's secured. So you figure if it's in like this, it'll just help secure it a little bit better. So what I'll do is I'll put this in my vice grip, and I got that tool. Let me grab it real quick, I'll show you. Yeah, it's the extra way of making sure this is secured. So they have these, wheel grinders. So if you have this in your vice grip like this, and you're very careful, you can sort of kind of grind a little basic notch into this. This, like I said, we're gonna wrap this anyway with that cast wrap, so it's gonna look like fabric, at least, and not just a metal rod. But it's better to have a little bit of glue and kind of notch it in. I mean, I could even put a piece of metal into there and into the hand and kind of glue it in to make sure it doesn't turn. But I want to make sure that once this gets into this arm, we don't risk it falling or flopping or falling off or wherever. So that's kind of the idea. And I think wrapping it a little bit too would help thicken it up. So, looking at this now. Alright, so I gotta order the wrap. I know it's on Amazon cheaper than eBay. Even eBay offers are still expensive. So, Black Friday I'm gonna order a bunch of stuff. I gotta wait till the 20th. which is in 6 more days. That's when Black Friday stuff happens. So you never know if something might kind of get a little bit cheaper. So that's kind of what I want to do with that. So the other thing too is on her. Should we keep the bracelet and just leave it alone and then paint it like gold or silver, or should we take it off? What do you guys think? Just leave it on or take it off? Leave it on and paint it silver? I mean, I'm okay with that. I mean, it's gonna be that's gonna be latex black gloves, right? Yeah. So alright, something to think about. I figured I'll just ask now in case, you know. Let's see. Let's take a little bit of a closer look too, because also popping it off might make the hand look weird. No, the wrist is okay. It's just that they dug it into this area a little bit too much. It's kind of, if you kind of look at it here, it's kind of dug in a little bit more. But this side's okay. Yeah, we can leave it. Although I gotta put some wrinkles though. And I gotta put wrinkles on that wrist too. So we gotta. So. Alright, if I mix up any A's in a bit, we can add a little bit of wrinkles on here. Okay. But I want to do next, while this A's is situated, so for where is Misty? Alright. So I had a chance to sand Misty down. So I got her sanded down, got her cleaned up. So our drawing for Misty, all the shots are starting, damn it. Where's the drawing? Alright, so this is the drawing, and I have this Aves right now. That's perfect for wrapping around her waist. So let's take the hands off. Silly putty. So for her pouch, the idea was we could do the pouch later, but I'm thinking her pouch can be sort of like maybe a little bit bigger. So if the pouch is sort of like right here, I would say. right there. Flap on the pouch, something like that. And then basically wrap the red strap going around. Or we can lower it a little bit more. What do you guys think? Up higher or down lower? Because if it goes lower, without making this break, let's see. Probably gonna have to be a little bit higher. Probably like right there instead. Sort of like right there. Alright, let's see if I can get this eaves on. I want to put the eaves on so it doesn't snap, but also doesn't cover up anything key. So the idea is sort of like, I don't want to cover the belly button, but might have to. Sort of stretching this a little bit. Sort of like that. Yeah, I wanted to make sure to see the belly button, but also alright, so we also said we would do 2 straps, right? So what happens if we do another strap? So the idea is we either do 1 strap or we do 2 straps, and we put the other strap on the staff. No, we're not doing, well, I don't think the staff would work. I was thinking of doing something else on the staff that might look kind of cool. One thing I was thinking of doing with the staff is, instead of doing anything with her, put a white flag, but put the R on it, like Team Rocket on the flag. So doing 1 strap sort of dangling. So what are you thinking, like sort of like here and around type thing? So you guys think maybe a strap like this? Sorry, that I don't want to break that piece yet. So you're thinking something that kind of goes around here. Or do you think we should do it where it's kind of there, but it's like ripped? I don't know. Let's mess with some silly putty. Let's see. So we either do it's not sticking. Putty is getting old. Old. So you have one strap down like that, or we could have one strap sort of dangling and sort of ripped there and over here. Or do you think coming across the edge? What do you guys think? Yeah, I'm thinking if we make it perfect, it's kind of pointless because it's like, why does she have a perfectly one there? Maybe just ripping, coming down, probably be better. So let's try the ripping first. Let's see. Yeah, I think ripping is kind of the way to go. So this is kind of a little bit thicker. So she usually has it, yeah, it's about right about there, I guess. It's kind of, it's going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass, but we're going to get it. So it would be more like pushing it on here. man, I'm getting that knot in my neck again. Damn it. Just got rid of it the other week. All that work in a garage. Something like that. I just want to make sure wherever I do it doesn't like snap off. But I want to make it look like it's... I figure, well, we could probably start the pouch now too. Kind of lock this into place. One thing I miss about Magic Sculpt is doing something like a pouch was a little bit easier, but that stuff sort of too tough to work with. Actually, do any of you guys buy Magic Sculpt at all? I don't think I've had Magic Sculpt now for 3 years. What did her pouch look like? So I guess some of the artwork on Misty had sort of straps, like little metal straps, so I could probably put like a little metal piece around there or something later. So that would work. Now, that Rogue, Savage Land Rogue picture is now gone too. That's kind of frustrating. Alright, there's Rogue. So her pouch is a little bit wonky. So we can sort of build into this a bit. So can sort of make something similar. I figure it won't be a good looking pouch, something a little something like that. So what we can do is right about here. Right. Let's do it this way. Let's put it over here. I'll do the flap later, and then I guess what we'll do is for the flap, we'll add that whatchamacallit, gem from Meowth. think I'm going to add some of that sort of rope stuff around it. I think that'll look kind of cool. No, it's just a basic pouch, but I'm going to put Meow's gemstone on it. I thought it would look a little too weird having his head there. I don't know. I think that's kind of a borderline, like she killed him. I don't know. I didn't really think I would want to put his head there. I think it... Why? Did you guys want to see the head? I mean, I figured the idea would be not his head, but I could paint it in Meowth's colors and have the gemstone in there like it's his skin. That's kind of what I was thinking more of. But I don't know. You guys can let me know. Because like I said, if I do the idea with the Team Rocket, whatchamacallit, flag on the pole too, kind of give it a little bit more of that, it's kind of a messed up situation. That's kind of the idea. So and the good thing about this is it's going to be all very, very dirty. So it's not going to be like a super clean sculpt paint up. That's kind of the goal. I've been wanting to sort of paint up a dirty character for a while now, so this will be a good opportunity. So maybe the extra A's I have now, by the time I get most of this done, maybe the flap, I can roll it out and sort of get the flap going. Oh, no way, really? How the hell did they lose the rights? Actually, that's a phenomenal news. The creator can start licensing it out, and you can actually see Roger Rabbit stuff again, and not this stupid Jessica Rabbit being stuck in just like nurses' outfits or whatever. Because I know Disney said that Jessica Rabbit would no longer be sexy or seductive there for a while. But now I guess if the original creator has it, can just like license it out and start making stuff again. Wow, that's great news. I'm sick of Disney and them owning everything and ruining every IP. So if the original creator can start making some stuff again, that would be awesome. I'm all for it. So tired of Disney just destroying everything. Maybe Sideshow will be able to start making statues again of her. If this, I bet you they're probably working on that right now. I mean, let's face it, all the licensed Roger Rabbit and Jessica Rabbit stuff was actually just trash under Disney. Absolute trash. I don't care what anyone says. Just everything that they decided to make was just horrible. They had the IP since what? Like the last time I think it's when they lost it is when Sideshow made the Jessica, just after Sideshow made the Jessica Rabbit. So I think probably what, 2004, 6, something like that, maybe. Well, hopefully, the original creator will let loose and start making some stuff again. We might see a boom in Jessica Rabbit stuff soon, if that's the case. Which is fine. Disney didn't do anything with the character. It's like, ever since Disney decided that they can't make sexy females, they just shelved the whole character. And they didn't do anything. Because, I mean, let's face it, Roger Rabbit and Jessica Rabbit are supposed to be, you know, kind of that offbeat, sexy, sort of duo type look. And hopefully we'll get some good stuff. Yeah, it's one of those it's one of those IPs and scripts that should have been done years ago when all those good actors were still around. But now that a lot of them are passed on or too old, it's kind of a missed opportunity, so... Well, I heard today that Disney's earnings call was really bad. They lost a shit ton of money, so their stocks are falling. And all the investors are sort of pissed off. I'm like, what do you expect? They make crap now. Well, I mean, even if the script wasn't that good or anything like that, are you talking about the script or the earnings call? Yeah, the earnings call was really bad from what I heard today. Really bad. And they're trying to say that they did make money and blah blah blah, but it wasn't. It was all BS. They always lie. I still believe their stock should be like $50 right now, not 80. I think today I checked it was like 80. But I believe their stock should be like $50. There's no way, because they're not making any money. The only thing they have is the parks. They killed Star Wars. They killed Marvel. They didn't do anything with Roger Rabbit. They just don't care anymore, I guess. I did sort of read something, but I didn't actually read it. But I saw the title. I saw that Disney is thinking about creating an AI where fans can make up their own stories and shows. So I believe that Disney is probably headed that route. They're probably like, you know what? Instead of us paying all this money to develop a movie, TV show, or pay actors, we'll create an AI where you can just come to our website and make a show. But the way they'll do it is you're going to have to pay them to make the show with the AI, but they're going to own the rights to it. So it's going to be like subscription based. I bet you that's what they're planning. I'll call it now. Yeah, they're done with movies. You could tell they're done with movies. They're not doing that crap anymore. They're full blown gonna go with AI and kind of create something. They got a plan. I'll give them that. They're not completely dumb. They have a plan. I bet you they got like. I bet you what they're doing is they're probably. You know what it is? I've been watching the market, and I've been watching this whole AI. They're like, oh, the AI bubble is coming. Don't buy AI stock. Sell out now while you can. So what they're doing is they're scaring everybody to get out of the AI programs, and companies like Disney, Apple, you know. And maybe Nvidia, Amazon, Netflix, they're all probably eyeing all these AI stuff, and they're going to buy it for cheap. And then all of a sudden you're going to see subscriptions where you have to subscribe to them to make an AI movie or a TV show. I'm telling you, that's what they're doing. They did it with the .com era. They scared everybody. Sell your .com stocks. Now, when I say this type of stuff, it's like the .com era. There was a lot of just crappy sites popping up, but the stuff like Amazon, YouTube, and all that stuff, the companies bought them up as fast as possible because they knew that's the ones that were going to make the money. So Disney's plotting. They're getting ready. And they as much as they'll say, oh, we don't support AI and we support our artists and blah blah blah, that's bullshit. That is absolute bullshit. They are going to fire off everybody they can and just have an AI system. The mouse is evil. They don't give a shit. Well, Walt would probably turn in his grave right now. I know X and all the artists are gonna lose their friggin' minds when Disney comes out with AI shows and AI. Well, didn't Coca-Cola? Isn't Coca-Cola's new winter commercial all AI too? I saw a video on that. Just like Jim Lee came out and said that DC will never do AI artwork, but if Paramount buys DC, he might be out the door and they might say screw it, you know? Well, alright, so AI is still in its infancy. It's still learning. So it's got a long ways to go. But you figure the suits and the people at Disney are, you know, eyeballing it, and they know that in a few more years when AI is sort of like, you know, kind of like 80% efficiency, because right now I would say it's kind of like more 10%, they'll probably just fire off everybody and run with it. It's not really editing, it's more just it's more, it's like a tool now, you know? People need to like learn how to utilize it. You know, it's not just something you type in a prompt and you're done. You have to actually sit there and utilize it and know how to like use it as a tool. And these corporations and these suits are going to know that instead of having a workforce right now of 50 people, they can probably have 10 and bang out a movie. Plus, they won't have to hire the actor, the musicians, or, you know, whatever, because they'll be able to do all that on the computer. You know, as far as like traditional art and everything, you know, I still love traditional art. It's, you know, it's really good. But sadly, the corporations don't give a crap. They're going to do whatever helps their bottom line. They're actually firing everybody right now, too, if you notice. If you watch the news, everybody's getting fired. Now, they're claiming that it's because of the AI boom and they're going to use AI and blah, blah, blah. It's also a means that they're letting everybody go because they're cutting a lot of dead weight. I think since 2020, they hired so many people that I think it's like, they're like, we don't need all these people anymore. So, yeah, I think you're right. If they do go to Paramount, they'll probably be like, yeah, we're going to straight up just start, you know, AI everything. Yeah, so I think what'll happen is you're going to see corporations and businesses like, you know, Disney, Paramount, Marvel, and all them kind of shift to AI. But you're still going to have fans that are going to love traditional stuff as well, meeting artists. So that'll never go away. But I just think the suits that are in the... But you know what I think will happen? And I honestly think this will probably happen sort of like with the... like, remember the 3D TV crap? Everybody was like 3D TV, blah, 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 and it kind of like phased out. People got tired of it. So I think we'll have an AI boom. And then maybe after it gets kind of stale and it's the same thing over and over, you might get back to sort of traditional stuff as time goes on. So I think that'll sort of happen. Because I think the suits in these businesses are going to overdo it. I think at this point, Raz, all the corporations, Marvel, DC, I think they're all just, it's done. I think they're just, the days of stuff the way it used to be is just gone. So, that's why I don't really even care anymore. I'm just like, whatever. But we'll see what happens, you know, I mean... Well, look what's going on with movies and TV. Everybody is starting to stream stuff and pirate movies and TV shows now again. Everybody's kind of like going back to the way things used to be because they're like, screw it, why am I going to pay all this money for this servicing when I can just sort of rip it or get a file from a friend, you know? Kind of going back to those days again. Yeah, it's everything has become political in the whole Hollywood scene, comic books, movies, and I think everyone's just tired of it. Everyone's just tired of all this crap. Well, you know what it was is I think everybody sort of jumped on the whole streaming service bandwagon and they kind of stopped with the pirating because they're like, oh, I could just, you know, pay a couple bucks and blah blah blah. But I think we're back to pirating now. I think more and more people are starting to say screw it. I mean, let's be honest. If they stream something on Netflix, literally that night after it's streamed, it's already pirated on all those sites. So I think that's also why these streaming companies have been losing money left and right, is because people who still pirate stuff can get the show literally right after it's done streaming. I think also pirating sort of died out when music sort of died. When music's, you know, when there's no more good music coming out, people kind of were like, don't need to pirate it anymore because I already own it. You're paying through, what? $233 a month? Holy crap. See, I haven't had cable TV or streaming service since 2009. When I was renting an apartment with my brother, we had cable TV. And then after I left the apartment and bought a house, I never had cable TV ever again. All I do is have the internet. And when I first moved out, the internet was $33 a month. Now it is $95 a month. And the sad thing is, all I have is Comcast in my area. There's no competition. So, but yeah, I know people who have like Apple, Netflix, Comcast, and they have all these streaming sites, and they're up to like $600 a month or so. Yeah, you could go online and you can see everything for free, pretty much. But it's, you know what it was, is it was called the Streaming Wars, and everybody was trying to be like the top dog. And but the problem was is nobody was really failing per se. And then all of a sudden you had all these streaming sites, and people were like, well, I got to give some of them up. No, I don't have Optimum or anything here. I don't have fiber. I don't have like Verizon fiber, Optimum. I mean, I could get DirecTV, but then I gotta friggin' get a dish mounted on my roof, and I don't want to go through all that. The problem with Comcast in New Jersey is every county and area, like some areas only have Comcast, right? Some areas only have Verizon fiber, and then sometimes you have areas that have like a no name and Comcast that compete. But there's so many areas in New Jersey that's Comcast only, and there's nothing else there you can get. Now I've contacted Verizon, and they said, "Oh, we have plans to put fiber optics in your area," but they're like, "That's not coming to like 2030, you know, if it comes at all." So yeah, it kind of sucks in this area. Comcast sort of dominated the area. That's alright. I rather just have internet, and that's all I need. Then again, I have a hard drive with tons and tons of movies, and I'm at the point now where it's all the old movies I love to watch over and over, so there's no need to go crazy. I think over in Texas they started the Google Fiber with my friend, and I think he said that it's going to be like 1,000 times faster, and it might be cheaper. I'm actually still hoping that Elon Musk does his Starlink and offers it everybody for free, But then that's like what that thing in, like, was it Simpsons or one of those cartoons where the rich man offers is free and then we're all screwed. Let me go roll this out real quick. Damn, I was in the garage all week, got this knot in my neck, damn it. Whatever happens, we're all screwed. I just refuse to pay for cable. It's not like it was back in the day where shows and TV, movies, and all that were amazing to watch. Everything now is just bad. I mean, what was it? So in 2009, before I moved out of the apartment, I'm paying for cable, and all I ever really watched after I came home from work and I started working on statues was like reruns of Seinfeld. So I was paying all this money, maybe watched a new movie every once in a while, but a majority of the time I was just watching the reruns. I think I've been watching YouTube more than anything since about 2010. I think that's kind of when I just sort of made my shift and just got into YouTube stuff and that was it. With the, oh, here it is. Yeah, pouch is coming along pretty good. I'm trying to give it a weird sort of, not a perfect pouch look, something sort of a little bit loose. I guess that's what I'm trying to do. That there's some things in it stretching it. Hey JC, how you doing? Well, that's good. Yeah, I probably should do my front door someday next year. It's always something. I gotta get my car's oil changed. It's due, and I don't like going too long without getting that done. I think we'll always will be in debt, so. Yeah, I got you on the list. I'm just trying to get stuff done. Like I've been telling a lot of people, I'm not trying to take on too many new people's projects. I'm trying to get stuff done this year and next year. People who've been waiting in line. Of course, some people disappear and I gotta take something on. But yeah, I mean, if you looked at the floor next to me, and then the floor on the right of me, but I'm trying to. I had a little bit of delays though. Some of these real life commitments kind of backlogged me, but I'm hoping next year see how things go. Yeah, smaller ones are always a pain in the ass. I mean, it's not that I can't do them. I don't take them on a lot. At least from people I've never really worked with before or know. Because I think some people are used to seeing a lot of those guys that paint that small stuff on like TikTok amazing. And I don't have the eyesight for it. Or the patience. I like the way this is turning out. This is kind of cool. Although, like I said, I wish I had a magic sculpt for this, but this will work. So then, what we'll do is we'll sculpt or we'll grab that gem on what's his name's head and put it there. Yeah, I think I had someone last year who wanted me to do whatchamacallit, a 1/10 figure, and I was like, no. I was like, that's just too small for me. It was one of those Japanese 110s. They're a little too small. Golden Crest, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, so I figure I might be able to make one on my own, just with a lot of that, whatchamacallit, A's I have flattened out. But I think what I'll do is I'll kind of crack it up a bit, so maybe it'll look a little, more worn out. That's sort of the idea. So... Well, one of the things about, like, I don't like small, like, if I was to do, like, a small custom, like, this big, you know, like, compared to a 1/4, it's not, some people think it's less work, but sometimes it's more work, because you gotta, like, really get in there with smaller details. Alright, I think that is a good bag for her. Let's get it down here. Show you guys at a better angle. Hold on. Gotta stretch the neck a little bit. So it's kind of the bag. I like the way it turned out. Not bad. I think it kind of fits the character a bit. Now I just got to be careful when I handle her. I don't snap the belt or any of that stuff off, but it should be okay. Now what I should do now is... So you figure we're going to have... I want to start making holes if I'm in the garage this weekend. Yeah, that's what I try to do with it. I try to make it like a little stretchy. And not make it look like a perfect bag. And I did a little bit of tearing too. A little bit of tearing there, there, and there. I didn't want to tear the bottom of it because then something might be popping out, but we are not doing that. But I think it worked out good. One of my better pouches, I would say, compared to some of the other ones I did in the past. I'm gonna be proud of that. So as far as the way this goes, so you figure it's not the best item to use. So if that's almost an inch, you figure one. This is just, I just slice myself? No. Alright, so let's do this. So it's about an inch, almost. So you figure, go here. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. And there. There. And there. Alright, so that should be good enough. So the goal with this is to make the shoes really, really dirty. Even though they're white shoes. But we gotta put laces on her. So going forward, every time I have extra A's and it get tough, do the laces. But for this one, the laces probably might not be tied, but the other one might be tied. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trying to line them up as best to make it even when I do each side. Okay, and the same thing for this one. It's about the same. Just gonna spitball it. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we got that situated. So we can start planning out the sneakers. Alright, now on to, because the hair is going to be last, but she is moving along pretty well. Alright, so I guess I wanted to ask you guys, should we leave this here like this and maybe put a little knot around it, like at the bottom, and then paint that yellow like the shirt, but then this one here, I don't know what to do with that one. Because I was thinking of leaving this, like put a knot around it, leave this like this, but maybe put like blood, like there's some blood on her arm. I don't know if that's an idea. That's what I was thinking. So I'm thinking if we put like, maybe I should sand off the texture first, and then sort of give it a, you know, just real quick, just sort of, you know, kind of give it a little knot like it's tied around her arm. And then maybe like a little blood underneath there, like it's stained. So yeah, so what I'll do is I'll sand this texture off because I want it to match the shirt. Yeah, sort of like a little bit of damage on her arm. But this one here though, I don't know what I should do with this arm. Because it is removable. And it'll be easier to sort of paint. Unless, I'm trying to think what I could do with this one. The only other thing I could think of with this one is make a whole cloth arm up to her wrist. Nah, I don't know if that would work. So yellow, yellow, red, red. Pouch would be that character. Blue jeans. I mean, I could attach the arm, but then it'll be a nightmare to try to paint that up. Unless we do a wrap there and we do another wrap over here, like the Rogue has her arms wrapped. Just not as much. Should we do that? So we'll do a big wrap over here that's a little bit bloody, but we'll do a smaller wrap around this arm. I think that'll work. Yeah, alright, we'll do that. So I'm gonna have to... should do it. I don't want to mess up the pouch. Alright, I gotta get the seam better looking over here. So, alright, that's what we'll do. And what I'm going to do is, she has a glove on this hand, but she doesn't have a glove on that hand. I'm thinking we'll do a brown glove just for different, you know, just so she has a glove on the hand. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. But I think she's turning out pretty good. Alright, so what I need to do too, though, is I'm going to crack up around the back of his skull a little bit around here. Just to kind of make it look a little bit like it's kind of in there. So we got a little bit of work to do on that. And like I said, I was thinking of doing a little bit of a white cloth and then make it look like in that cloth is the letter R. So what I'm thinking we could try to make it look like, you know, Team Rocket's cloth wrapped around it. Instead of doing actual cloth, what I could try to do is one day next stream I could like roll out some Aves, try to put an R on it, let it kind of cure up for a while, and then when it becomes a little tougher, sort of kind of bend it up and kind of stick it on the staff, and then let it sit, and then once it's kind of cured, kind of wrap like Aves around it a little bit more to make it look like it's roped and tied, and maybe that could be kind of what I do up there. Might look kind of cool. So I'm thinking if I could pull it off. I think I could. We'll have to try it. I got an idea, so we'll see. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Sound like a plan? I think that's what we'll do. Okay, so we'll put her aside for now. like the way that came out. Now, as for Cammy, alright, so where's Cammy here? So we got... Alright. Gotta kind of take this away. Alright. I sanded her collar down. I sanded the shirt down a little bit more. We got a little bit more to go. So, the next step for her, I did not get a chance to seam this up here, which I think we could do tonight with some of the saves. But it was a little tricky to get in this collar. I still got a little bit more to go. But you can see how I sort of, I sanded it down a lot. I sanded this down. I got a little bit more to go in here. But there is the point, the point that comes over the edge. So we're going to do that right now. And this could be done with just this A's. We don't need the tougher stuff. So let me roll this back out again. Alright, see, I'm happy with the collar so far. I know it's not, you know, 1000% perfect, but I think for first time doing it, it's not bad. Alright, right now I rolled out the A's, so I sort of cut, let's see, how does the shirt look? Where is the... Alright, so it's got a little bit of a... Sort of like that. Yeah, I think that'll work. Oh, and for those who might not know, Raz did finish printing out the hair and a hat for her. So we are on track for that. So it's in the mail, and hopefully, well, it's not like I need it right away, but we can at least start planning. So thank you again, Raz, for doing that. Need to get a little bit closer on this one. Oh, I said thank you for doing the cami hair and hat. Just letting everybody know it's in the mail. Because the only thing left I have to print out is the chair or throne for Peach and some of her stuff. But I think as far as print-wise, I think we're good. Yeah, we'll see. If it's not scaled and we need something, I'll let you know and I'll pay for it and everything. But I think you got it, so we'll see once I get the stuff. I think it's should be good. Okay, that looks good. Alright, so we're gonna patch up the arm, get the arm situated. So I think the best way of doing it is, this is flat, so it should be on there. Well, I'm pretty sure most places are starting a Black Friday sale, so I can imagine you'll probably see more deals coming up soon. Well, I think more sites are going to do more sales. I have a feeling more sales will happen this year because I think a lot of people have been holding back on buying stuff. So we might see a year where like Black Friday sales are bigger than what they've been. Because the past couple years, I would say at least 2-3 years, it's kind of been dry. But I think we might see more. It's my guess. Could be wrong, but we'll see. I guess once Amazon starts their Black Friday on the 20th, get a better idea how things are moving. Okay, so what I need to do... Get out of there. Alright, I'm gonna go in the garage and put some baby powder on this. Hold on. This is usually where I'm in the garage doing this, but I kind of might have to go back and forth. So the idea is to kind of squeeze this back on here. Make sure I don't screw any of it up. Hit some more baby powder. So one of the key things when doing this is, one, you don't want to throw a ton of baby powder, but two, you don't want to accidentally squeeze eaves into the magnet and then your key is all screwed up. So the next step is, now that that's done, without messing anything up, sort of bring it upwards. I mean, this is where the shirt's going to be, but I wanted to make sure the seam... It's going to get sanded down again, but it's easier to do it this way. And sort of make sure we got a good clean seam. So that's kind of how, and then hopefully pop it back out. So you see how sometimes there's a bunch of baby powder that gets up there? You got to be careful. Sometimes too much baby powder mixed in with a chunk of Aves will kind of, it's hard to tell, but if you kind of look in there where the magnet is, it gets caked up pretty well. So if you have to, grab a tool, get it out. So this way, let me put this back in there. See, it's squeezed up a little bit more because there's a little too much in there. You don't want to make sure, you want to make sure the magnet is as close as possible again. And if you get any chunks of Aves stopping you, pull them out. Another thing too is if you get any A's on here, get it off. Now one thing too is I'll leave this, usually what I'll do is I'll leave this with the baby powder like this for like 15 minutes and pop it back off again, check it. Don't make a mistake by doing this like what I just did and then walk away and come back like the next day, because if you're not careful it'll lock up on you. Because even though there's baby powder there, there's still a little bit of moisture and it can still bond. So you just want to keep making sure that every so often you're popping it back out to make sure it's working. So now we have to do this arm. So this arm's got a little bit more over here. So let's turn base. I had to throw away my old bottle of baby powder. I just got a new one because it was going to expire. I've learned that if the baby powder gets kind of funky in the garage with hot and cold and it gets stuff, I get sinus infections. So, no, you don't really have to go crazy with the baby powder. The thing is, you don't want it to be like soaking wet and then try to put the piece on there, because what happens is when the Aves is all like really soft and chewy like gum, it'll bond to both of them. So you need enough baby powder just so it doesn't stick to the other one. It's hard to explain unless you really mess with it and learn to see it in person. The other thing too is you got to get used to being able to put it around the keyhole without putting too much there. Because I've had problems in the past where I put too much in there, and as I squeeze it in, it pushes the Aves all around the keyhole and it's just a nightmare. So I always try to sort of kind of bring it at an angle. So I try to, see how there's primer? I try to make sure that there's no primer showing when I do this, because what'll happen is the baby powder will go underneath of it. Take it easy, Raz. Alright, so I think that should be enough, so I'll have to go into the garage again. Alright, so the reason why I'm doing this in and out of the garage is because I don't want the baby powder all over the studio. But see how this baby powder is pretty thick? What happened was I put too much moisture in there with the solvent, and it kind of caked up too much. That's another thing you got to be careful of. And then sort of, so that should be pretty good. Now, sometimes you use the thinner piece too. Kind of get in there. I think too much kind of went in. So I think there's too much on this arm. Where the hell is my dentist tool? Right here. Okay. Alright, so I think that is good for that. So I'm just, what time is it? 6:20. So I'll have to check this before I close up shop tonight. But, so the collar is set up. Now I got the seams done. So once it's cured, I can sand down the collar a little bit. And then I can sand down the arms. And then we can work on the sleeves next week. And then once the sleeves are done, what I think I'll do is maybe start setting up the hair and hat, because I have a funny feeling if I do the skirt, then try to do the hair, I might snap the skirt. So I think that's what I might do. Let me also wash my tools out before they get too funky and I lose them. Alright, so for Cammy's hair, so it's usually split, right? So I think I need to do is sort of cut down some of the back of this hair, because it's going to be sort of with the hat on it. I gotta see how her hair goes in the back of her. That's something I just realized. Oh, okay. Alright, so it's pulled in. Okay. I see now. Yeah, it's kind of, so the way it works is it's split here. Yeah, so the way it is, like, we're gonna get the bigger one, of course, but it goes into this direction, but the hair pulls into here. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to sand down all this hair. So that's what I'm gonna have to do before I mess around with any of the other hair in the hat. So that's something I gotta do. Okay. I probably should have looked at that in the beginning, but not a problem. Just get in there with some sandpaper and clean it up. I guess we'll leave the earrings in. I mean, I don't think it's really a big deal that she has earrings. Might be kind of fun, you know. But alright, so I think I'm going to show you what this big ball of foam looks like right now. So I completely forgot we filled this in with foam earlier. Usually when you cut this, it'll just some wet foam is still inside and start seeping out again. But let's see what happens. That's pretty tight already. Got here. This is still fresh. Yeah, see, it's a little bit foamy under there. It's alive! That's the only thing I don't like about this foam is sometimes it does that inside your item. I mean, this is gonna get cut out anyway. It's gonna get filled with whatchamacallit, Bondo. So this will expand again some more. Not much, but a little bit more. Yeah, I guess you could. Why? Do you want to hear some right now? Here we go. Ready? The only problem though is I don't have cleavage to do it on Twitch and make a lot of money. Unless I do feet with feet pictures, maybe the feet stuff would work. Okay, let's throw out that knife. Don't really need that anymore. Did it go underneath? Alright, I'm kind of curious if it seeped out underneath anywhere. I don't think it did, but Yeah, just a little spot on this side. Nothing on that side. Good. Yeah, the ASMR only works if you're a thought or you got cleavage. And I'm not getting implants just to do that for you, I'm sorry. That's where I draw the line. But, alright, I think that is good on that. Like I said, this will probably expand a little bit more, but not as much. And I'll just go in with the Dremel it down a little bit, and then slap Bondo all over it. And that should be good for the Akuma base. I've just been using the Akuma kit as a filler. So anytime I got filler stuff, I've been messing around. Alright, so that is that. Take a look at the other base. Okay, so now this Durham's putty stuff, right? So it's, you can see this area is still damp because it's thicker, but this area is sort of like dried up a little bit. I think I really gotta like let this cure. Otherwise, I don't know if you guys remember that one X base I did for I think it was for the what was his name, the X-Men character, Warpath. What happened was the resin was so thin, and when I filled it in with this putty stuff, the resin absorbed the moisture and it warped it. So I think with this, I'm gonna have to really let this cure up for like a week or two before I really seal it. And then when I seal it, we'll experiment. We'll see how long it lasts, and if it screws this up, then it screws it up. But this was pretty thick 3D print. Although it gives a good weight though. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to grind this areas down a bit, grind this down, and then Bondo right over it. But it should work out. If it goes according to plan, we'll have a base set up for Peach. So, but this is going to sit in front of my heater that's on the floor. So during the week, whenever I turn it on, I'll have this getting hot by the heater, and hopefully it'll evaporate a lot of this moisture. The only thing that this Durham's putty I've noticed, that if you were to put this in like a cup, you know, and then when you drop it, when this stuff breaks, it shatters like almost like glass, like not like fine glass, but like thicker glass sheets. So this kind of shatters like glass when it breaks. But you can see this has got a lot of moisture to darker areas still. But yeah, so it's got some good weight to it though, really good weight. So, alright, got that going. Alright. So before we close up shop, I'll show you Miss Marvel, my warbird. Pretty happy with this so far. Just a side project still, filler. So I'm working on the hair. I think I was up to like 10:30 last night working on this hair. Just didn't feel like going to bed or anything. And I also kind of worked out her sash. So you could see a lot of different color A's all around here and different stuff. I've been using all my extra A's each night a day working on this, so this is how I came to make this piece. So that's kind of where I'm at with her. Getting there. I probably will make Warbird for myself someday, but right now I'm having too much fun making side projects of her to sell off. I'm just trying to get all this stuff out of my house first. So once I get some of these side projects done and commissions, next year I'm hoping to do the Bayonettas for myself. And then I want to finish off some others. As far as like Warbird, I have to find a sculpt that really kind of screams Warbird to me. I mean, a lot of the ones I've done in the past look good, but for me, my own personal collection, I'm kind of more... And I want to make it a different pose too than the other statues, because I have all the Power Girls with her arm up. I don't want like Warbird there with the arm up. So I got to find something else. I still got to make my Supergirl with the white t-shirt version for myself. I got to make the other kid Flash. I got so much to do. By the time I'm done, I'll be 80 or 70, and I'll have to go into an old person's home and sell everything off, so... Whatever. Someday. Some days never come, though. You know how it is. Alright, so I think we are done for today. I'm pretty happy with the way Misty is turning out. I like the pouch. It came out better than I expected. So I think next step with her shoelaces, get those done. Finish up her armbands. And then start planning the hair and this, and then we can work on the base. As far as Peach goes, I gotta get some medallions printed out, finish up the collar, gotta order that. And then we can start getting her hair situated on her. And as far as Cammy, we'll start working on the hair, get that situated with the hat, and then after that it'll be skirt. Skirt's going to be a project. It'll work, but it's going to be a project. We're getting there. Yeah, so that's it. I'm done for today. You guys have a good rest of your weekend, but I might, it's possible... Depending on how tomorrow goes, I got to paint up this Lord of the Rings base. I might stream doing that. So, I might be streaming tomorrow, we'll see. I'm not sure yet, but if all goes well, I want to get that done, so. Alright, but if not, you guys have a good rest of your weekend. If not, I'll probably be around tomorrow. We'll see.